Hello, everybody, and welcome to Digital Wood Carver and our live event. I want to thank each and every one of you that are joining us on Facebook, on the Digital Wood Carver YouTube channel, as well as the Spindle TV YouTube channel. My name is Laney Shaughnessy, and tonight joining me is the owner of Digital Wood Carver, Burl Tichenor. Burl, how are you doing this evening?
We're doing good, Laney, and I appreciate everybody joining us. Trying to do a little different time here, a little bit earlier. So some of you may be watching us live, some of you may be watching this recording. But welcome everybody, and there is some things we're going to be doing with the live people tonight. And so if you are live, stay tuned. There'll be some things at the end here, so don't cut out short. But we'll tell you about that. We got a little bit of a uh, trivia, or going to do some questions at the towards the end and give out a gift card. So we'll talk about that as we go through this. But we're doing good. It's really busy here at Digital Woodcarver, which is a good thing. And we'll talk a little bit about that and a little bit later.
Absolutely, and the uh, for the guests, some of the people that are popping in and everything. Brooks Martin, want to give a shout out to you. How are you doing this evening, brother? Burl, we this past Monday, the nation gathered together to honor the fallen men and women for Memorial Day, and we're here today to talk about some of the things that we're going to be doing to kind of our part as far as giving back to the community and everything. So I look forward to stick with us, bro. Like you said, we've got a little bit of trivia and a giveaway this evening, but we also have some very special moments at the end as well as some demos to talk about. So that being said, bro, can we kick off with talking about Digital Woodcarver and what do we have? It's been a while since we've talked to the people. So what do we have coming up? What do we have? Are we going to be out on the road, or are people going to be able to see us? And
Yeah.
if so, where and when? Do we have any
Yeah,
idea?
and I'm glad you brought that up, Laney. We haven't done a live stream, and so we wanted to do kind of while we were doing this special, do a live stream, and I always enjoy you do a fabulous job on these, and give a chance to actually meet some of our customers, and then potentially do a little bit of some information for potential customers when it comes to that. I will do just a little bit of a rewind and talk about, we had an open house a couple weeks ago, and some things that's going on at Digital Woodcarver. The open house, you did some training, and we do that once in a while. Probably looking at doing that maybe in the spring and the fall. Every time we've done that, you get, I mean, you're sold out on your individual ones, and the full class had a good class and response on that.
Yes.
So I always want to shout out that, and we'll try to keep those coming with in the future. So keep watch out for that. But we had an open house, had some really good response of customers, and also new people coming out looking at the
Yeah.
product and stuff like that. The other thing that what we've got going on at Digital Woodcarver, if you know a little bit about us, we're in two locations here in Martinsville, and then in Shoals, which is my brother's location. We're condensing down into everything here in Martinsville. So that's made it very, very busy for us here, basically moving equipment. We're about, I'm going to say, two-thirds moved. We've moved our powder coating,
Yeah.
prep, welding department, tube cutting, and a lot of those have already been moved, preparing to move some of our bigger equipment, brake and machining centers and turning centers. So that was some things I wanted to talk about that's still going on. You always hope that goes quick, but it doesn't. But we had a fabulous response from our open house, and we'll be talking a little bit later. But really, people are loving that 3648 unit. We had some good responses, and a lot of our digital woodcarver owners moving up into that industrial line. And so we had a good response to that, and that's one of the things that we're gonna focus on tonight is not necessarily the 3648, but we will show that with one of our accessories. Now,
Yes.
tonight is a little bit different, and this special, certainly we're calling it Memorial Day, just because that's hopefully people are remembering what Memorial Day is, and I hopefully we don't offend people by using that. That is not our intent at all. It's more of trying to bring just another way of talking about and what this holiday is. So I wanted to point that out. We're not trying to, jump on, as far as taking advantage. It's more of adding to it Memorial Day. So what we wanted to do on this special was not necessarily the products themselves, but show off and talk a little bit about our accessories. And that's what we're going to do tonight is pick out a few of them. As far as our specials and sales, that is giving away some accessories with a purchase of units, multiple ones on most of them, but and certainly our website talks about it there. And then what we're going to do is dive into that, and tonight give you an opportunity to see some of those accessories in action. Now we did, just for the sake of this live stream, some of them are video recorded, but they are literally us doing it and preparing for this so that we don't goof up or something happen during a show. You actually get to see what's going on. So some of those are recorded, and the dovetail is we sped it up, so we're not trying to deceive anybody here, but just to more showing you how the overall functions of these accessories. We do have quite a few accessories, and we don't take the time to talk about and show those accessories off. So that's kind of what tonight is about. Is we do have some specials where we're giving some accessories away on those products. I will say, Laney, one of the things that we've tried to do here at Digital Woodcarver, and we didn't even talk about this, a lot of things are going up in prices, but one of the things that we haven't done in a long while is raise our prices on any of our machines.
Yes.
So that's one of the things we've tried to. We certainly know people are struggling, and if you want to get into the business, that we've tried to keep our prices the same. So we haven't raised our prices on our products. But this special is basically giving away some accessories. Don't remember them all. Let me move it up here just a little bit. And
And
Laney, if you want
Bro,
to talk about,
while you're looking it up, I want to step back just for a quick second and let everyone know, our two locations, Shoals and Martinsville and everything. When when Burl says, we're condensing down into one building. Now, mind you, the Martinsville building is a large building, so we have plenty of room to condense and bring everybody under one roof, and it's going to make production and things much more cost effective. That's going to help with savings cost of like Burl's talking about price changes and things like that. So one, it brings everyone together, the Digital Woodcarver family, and we also have our Wood Miser line as well. But it's a good thing for us to come together, and the equipment is just it's amazing. The powder coat boost, you guys during that process, the open house was to show all that off.
Yeah.
But during that process, I think you actually built a chemical wash, or not chemical, but a wash area for the parts, which was amazing in the building and stuff. And I got to see a part of that. I got to come up when I was teaching the classes and see that. And I'm looking forward to seeing because I know the move it's a constant thing. So I'm looking forward to that as well. And so everyone, that's watching and listening and things, we're making, we're doing things to, move us forward as a company, but also to help, with reducing costs to make sure that we're staying. I think, bro, we can consider ourselves a very affordable top quality, affordable product, right? And we do everything we can to make that happen. So I just wanted to reiterate that, and
that's
everything.
actually
So
a very good point, Laney. We're not because we're bringing it into one. We're not downsizing or going backwards. If you know the history, I mean, I started out in the basement, and we really didn't have a facility here in
right,
our main location, the size that we've got, and so I had to have my brother do part of the manufacturing there. And when you do that, obviously there's a lot of inefficiencies of that traveling, and we figured this out. Just getting parts and stuff like that, it really will help us save cost, so we can pass that on to our customers. And
yeah,
we
for
got
sure.
1,700 or 17,000 square foot on our first level. And I've told people before, this isn't necessarily patting ourselves on the back, but our second level we use for nonprofits, and certainly want to give back to
Yes,
the community whenever we can, and take them, as far as that. So no,
yeah,
and I'm glad you brought that out. We're not downsizing as far as production. We're just more efficient, so we're not
sure,
going
100%.
back and forth. So on that, so that's kind of our special. Or why going back, this offer is on the mini. We're giving away a quick set, which we're going to show a video here probably in just a little bit on that, and a router bit of your choice. And then on the 2440, once again another joint jig maker. We're going to show a video on that. It's a really cool. Laney's made some samples. This has been a few years ago, and we'll show those off. That in the caster set. Caster set, it allows you to move your unit around in, especially if you're limited on space. You can pull it out, utilize it, and then push it back in the corner when you're not using it. And then another cool accessory, this is fairly new for us, is the wireless pendant. And we're going to show that off on the 3648. You buy that and you get a quick set, the 3648. And then our larger, the 5100 series, that wireless pendant and a fourth axis, if you place an order on this sale. And we're going to run this till probably mid-June. So feel free to, take advantage of that, give Laney a call and work out the details on, those accessories. But tonight is about promoting it, but also promoting and showing off those accessories.
Yes,
Not just
yeah,
a
and
CNC, but what you can do with it that takes it to the next level, adds, features that you can do to it.
sure. And Burl, with that being said, let's start off with the talking about the quick set block.
Yeah.
It's our of the accessories that we're talking about and everything, it's our smaller accessory. It is around $49.99 typically, and the quick set block allows for a simple and easy way to set up X, Y, and Z. And with the block in the software is already configured for the quick set block. So depending on the size of the individual's tool, they'll be able to choose their tool size. And when they click the OK button to begin, then the function of the quick set block will kick in, and it will move around, and it's going to touch off on X. And it will rotate around and touch off on the Y-axis once it gets to the center of the block. And then once it makes contact and it registers that Y-axis, then it will back off and raise up to travel over the block to set the Z. And those 3 points, that quick set block just sits on the corner of the material. And those 3 points, Burl, on that accessory, it's just repeatability, quick setup for your projects and everything. Now, of course, if your project is round, hey, we always can start from the center of the project. But if your project's got a corner on it, we're good to go. But it's a great way, and also not just that, but between tool changes, it's you can set the quick set block back click a button that says set Z. It knows exactly where to travel back to set the Z for that next tool change and everything. So it just makes setup, nice, quick, and easy. So it's a good little accessory. I like the quick set block. I'm a big advocate of it. I think there's wants and there's needs, with anything and everything. I think the quick set block is a need item in a lot of ways because of that repeatability. If whatever happens, Mother Nature kicks in, the power goes out, I got to reset X and Y quickly. If I'm using the quick set block, it's easy to do kind of thing. And so I really think it's a nice accessory to have across the line.
Yeah,
that's it. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. I really like the quick set block. It's a wonderful
and I will point out, Laney is a big advocate on this. He actually done a lot of the backside, meaning the software work where it's a click on automated part of it, and you done a fabulous job on that. And I know a lot of people, that's a very popular accessory, and it is good. I will say that you are continuously working on that side of it. And what I mean by it is the software and making those. And there's a lot of software changes. We're not going to talk about that tonight, but is a lot of software changes on our TNG or the controller software, and this is getting even. And once again, we won't get into in depth.
Yes.
Yeah, we could spend all evening on that, but there is some very, very cool features. The quick set is all part of that. That will be integrated into it, and there's some other features that we're looking at. And some of even on the commercial line that's already implemented. And I know, I'll be honest with you, it's taken me just a little bit, but once I have started using it, because I'm used to doing the home on the fly type of apparatus, but that's how we did it, where we have a exact home, because our commercial line does have those homes in there. Once I've got started using it, I know you've reminded me, it's like, stay with the homing and stuff like that. And once I do, there is some really cool things that's in there and some things that we can put to help the customer. And what I mean by that is, at first they may seem annoying, but after, you understand them, such as limits. Once you get that home, the software knows, where you can and can't go, and you won't, hitting those outside and screw up, a project or something, because the software knows where those outer limits are. So just to point out, Laney was a big advocate, and you've done some phenomenal, whether you have done it or working with the developer and the software writer to create some cool things that's coming down the pike. Some of them's already implemented on new machines, and QuickSet is just another one of those that I want to say the pioneer, or where it all started.
Sure. Yeah, I'm biased by the QuickSet because of the the behind the scenes and stuff, and what Burl's talking about. One day Burl will put out another live stream to showcase some of the new things coming out and stuff and all. But Burl and I had a talk when I was up in Indiana, and Burl, he is the owner of the company, the designer, the engineer, the guy who thinks about how to create a great product and get it to you, the customer, right? And I like to think of myself as the guy that kind of helps with the user experience and help improve that and things. And the only way that I can do that, one, is by helping provide great support and stuff, but also on the back end with the software. And I'm loving that I'm able to contribute that to the company and stuff. And so lots of good future stuff coming out when it comes to the software changes. So anyone that joins the Digital Wood Carver family, you're coming in right at the right time. And of course, everyone that's part of the Digital Wood Carver family, some great things coming down the road. So thanks for mentioning that, bro. I appreciate that.
Oh, no problem. I just, sometimes it's hard for me to get it all. And we just, we'd love to have all the features, instant. And sometimes there's things that you have to do and get them out. And not that I'm not in favor of them, but this is one particular that you certainly, and I'm glad you did, stayed with, and made sure. I know a lot of customers really, really enjoy that. And as I'm getting more and more, familiar with that and comfortable with it, it's like anything else. it's a good thing. So that's a good video. Just a touch of a button, and you can set that um, on there. So
Yeah, and to give you guys and girls a little bit of a close up of the quick set block, it is just a corner block. It's 3-inch by 3-inch square aluminum, precision ground and milled. It hooks on the corner of your material, and like you saw in the little video clip, the bit comes around and makes contact on 3 points to locate those 3 points. And it does, it does such a great job. And I'm sorry, bro, I'm getting my screen
fine.
screwed up there. There we go. It does such a great job with those, that repeatability. It really helps the user as far as, getting right back. If something were to happen, getting right back to your Z0 and, getting right back on track, whenever possible. Now, Burl, that, like I said, is our smallest accessory. And then, from there, we have another accessory that I really, really enjoy, and it's the joint maker jig, right? So,
yeah,
I think we're gonna talk about the pendant last. That way, we can go out to the 3648 and take a look at that. But let's talk about the joint maker jig for a moment. And then I've got a little bit of a video that I shot just recently, and to understand, so everybody can understand what we're talking about. We're talking about joints, joinery, right? So whether it be dovetail joints and finger joints and mortise and tenon and decorative joints and things, the joint maker jig allows us to be able to carve on the end, so boards are able to be held vertically and horizontally, which you'll see in a moment, but so that the CNC can carve, do the end carving and everything for things like these finger joints, like these pin and tail boards, for the joinery for your box joints and stuff. And I like a little bit of proudness on my box joints, so I can sand to that perfect finish and everything. So just slightly proud by a few thousand. And but that's what we're talking about with joinery. And Burl, I believe you might have a little bit of a bigger box there that we could probably show off.
Well, I do want to make a disclaimer here, just a little bit. This is one of those products. If you're not familiar with Digital Wood Carver, the 2440 was our first product.
Yes.
It is also just where we've marketed to that. And I will make a disclaimer right now. That is the only product line that you can put the joint jig on. Some of our commercial lines, it does have a bigger throat, and there is potential on that in the future. But right now, I do want to say that this is only available for the 2440 on that. But it's been a few years ago, and there's a picture of it on that. But what it allows you to do is allows the head, and there's some brackets that come with it that allows the head to come out in front of our unit, so that you can put those tall vertical boards down and just do that cross section end of it when it comes to there.
Absolutely.
Lenny did
and does it make it? And we have the video. I want to show that as well. But can you kind of show off that little box just to kind of give people an idea of what's possible? So this box, ladies and gentlemen, has different joints on each side of the board. It's something that you probably wouldn't do practically, but it was a great way to demonstrate the joint maker jig. So the dog bone joints, and then we have some decorative kind of, let's call those decorative finger joints, if you will. And then on the other side of the box, we have our pin. Oh, there's a name for these, but it's kind of a pin joint. I can't remember exactly. That's my woodworking. Just my brain froze. But there's an actual name for that particular joint right there. And then of course we have some dovetails at the bottom, your classic dovetails, and all of those joints were made on the joint maker jig and everything. And when we go from there. And Tally Boatwright, all quick set blocks and all touch blocks for CNCs. They're all of a similar design. They're aluminum blocks that touch off X, Y, and Z. Bill Griggs's, center hole has a little bit of a taper for using tapered bits and everything, so it's a little bit bit advanced, but yeah, they're all going to be very similar across the board for all the different CNCs. So thanks for pointing that out. Appreciate it. All right, Burl, let me bring myself back up here with us. Well, that's all three. Let me remove that one so we just have us two. Right there, you go. And let's take a while we're talking, Burl. I'd like to show off. And this is the 2440 that's set up in my shop, and the Carve itself, as Burl said, he threw out some disclaimers early on about speeding up the videos for time's sake and everything. This video is is sped up for time's sake. This cut overall took about 6 minutes and 20 seconds to cut both boards, the tail board and the pin board. But we've sped the video up double time, so it's about a 3-minute long video to kind of showcase this. But Burl, man, I'm using a downcut spiral bit on here, and the Vectric software, we have a great finger joint gadget that allows for quick and simple setup of the laying out your finger joints. And I could have done 3 pins, 4 pins, 5, 6, or whatever across there, depending on what I need. And if you hear in the background with my microphone, there's a little bit of a thunder roll down here in Florida, so we're hoping that the weather stays proper. But the joint maker jig, I'm doing this, each joint is, they're cutting 0.753 inches deep. So that 33 thousandths, not 37, that 3 thousandths of an inch more than 3/4 to give me a little bit of proudness for carving. And then I'm doing it in 2 passes with a 1/4 inch end mill and everything. So that is kind of look at the tailboard. And now at the end of the 2 passes and everything, there's a kind of a cleanup pass that goes in and just runs a little bit of a profile cut in there to clean up that and everything on each of those fingers. I'll kind of skip ahead there just so we can move on for time's sake. Now the pin board is basically just going to be cutting the opposite, right? The pins that fit in the tails and stuff. So I really like the joint maker jig. Now we're cutting on the end of the board here. And again, it could be a dovetail bit, end mills. We could be doing, half blind dovetails, full through dovetails. And things like that. We can do those decorative joints that you saw in that box, but also the boards can be mounted horizontally as well as vertically, and it allows for mortise and tenon cuts. We can do tenon cuts on the end of boards. We can, if we clamp the board at a slight, angle, 45 degrees, we can do angled mortise and tenon for joinery and things, and all kinds of fun stuff on this. Now, the right off of the CNC, this is my wonderful cinematography, Burl, trying to use 2 cameras and stuff. So the upper camera in the top corner is kind of showing the joint. But then I realized that there's another camera right behind me. So let that, I notice it's blurry. It'll click in just a second, but there we go. There's a clear focus. But that's the, that's the fun part of operating, trying to get, catch every angle whenever we can and stuff. But yeah, so that's the joint maker jig. Nice. And it is, I think it is just a phenomenal accessory for doing things like that and giving the CNC that 2440 the ability to just carve over the edge. I think it brings the gantry forward where we can actually, the center of the bit can actually travel about 3 inches past the front of the bed. So we could, we don't want to run the full 3 inches, but we can actually work with fairly thick stock, for doing this finger joints and things like that. So it's really, it's awesome and everything in that. So that's wonderful. Now, Burl, to pop back to our promotion for a moment, and everything, we're offering that joint maker jig. And just so people know that we have the joint maker jig is, I believe it's $175, Burl. And then we have our caster set of, $75. Yes. That allows for the mobility and everything. So it's a $250 value that we're including with that 2440.
Yeah.
and everything. And I'm I'm all for it. And I'm sorry, I should be looking here. You folks are all right here at the camera and everything, but I'm looking at the screen just right here, that kind of to make sure that what you're seeing is pleasant and everything. So my eyes are wandering over here when I should be looking at the camera there. So and everything, but the
oh, you're doing
so that's a great addition to the the 2440.
Yeah, I want to point out one thing. We don't advertise this. If we do, it's not a lot, but is a max. So
yes,
we had a request when we introduced this that people wanted to go a little bit wider, get some really wide panels. We do offer that. We actually have looked a couple of the joint jigs and the Max in that are built up ready to ship if we need it. But what that does is it allows you that longer. If you want to do some really deep.
Yep. And so for the wider panels, ladies and gentlemen, what Burl's referring to is our standard joint maker jig. We have you can do up to 10-inch wide panels in the standard joint maker jig, and then the Max. The Max expands up to 24 inches, but for a proper panel fit, we can go probably comfortably about, I want to say 23 and a half, 22 in there and everything, because of course the 2440 does have a 24-inch carving area together. So, it allows for those wider panels if you're doing larger boxes and things.
Yep.
And everything.
I want to do another shout out. We talked about this at the beginning of it before we go on to the next accessory. If you guys will hang on to the end of the thing, we are going to give out a gift card for some questions. So just a little teaser, kind of make you stay with us this whole time we do this stream video. So hang with us. We got some things in the whole, what Memorial Day is all about. Sure. And we don't want to forget that. And I know Laney's got a special thing he wants to talk about, and I do too at the end. But we're going to give out a gift card. So stay with us to the end on that. But for now, I'm going to go out. If ready, are we ready to move on to the next accessory?
We can, yeah. But before you walk out, Burl, let's at least kind of showcase it here to give the individuals an idea of what we're referring to. We are talking about, or what we're going to be talking about, is our wireless hand wheel. Now, this is a wonderful accessory. It's plug and play ready for the controller software for all of the digital wood carver units, mini carver, all the way up to our 5x10s and everything. And it allows for quick and easy, jogging and moving of the machine, starting of the program, zeroing out the Z, just precision setup and everything. And so this is an accessory, Burl, that, man, again, it's those wants and needs and stuff. And I don't say you don't need it, right, to run, but boy, once you have one and you use it, it's hard not to have one. When I have one in my shop, and when I'm on the road, let's say I go up and I'm on the road or something and everything, and I'm like, because we have jogging pendants for all of our machines and everything. This one just adds a little bit of bells and whistles that it's a pretty slick. It's a pretty slick product. So
it is.
I really like it, and it's relatively new for us, bro. Wouldn't you say? I mean, probably within the year, that we really started kind of promoting.
Right. And this comes from our manufacturer that does our controller software. So it is literally, it's integrated into their system, which makes it, literally, I set one up on our little demo computer, and really it's plug and play. So this isn't something that, and if you don't utilize every feature on it, that's okay. There's some cool features, and then just get familiar with it. But I think you're going to find that you'll use a lot of them as far as all the extra buttons that's on it, where you could literally start the program, on the fly from there. But the ability to maneuver your machine in setups. Just it gives you so many options when it
Yeah,
comes to that. That's pretty
for
cool.
sure.
So, if Elaine, if you want to turn me off on the camera, I'm
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
leaving,
We'll what
and
we'll
I'm
do,
gonna go
Burl,
back and
is we'll get
we'll
you
show
set up
some things
here.
that you can.
Oop. I'm so sorry, Burl, if you're still listening. I cut you off, but we'll see you in just a few minutes. I got excited and I hit the button a little early. I think he can still hear me, but as Burl gets set up and everything, and uh, ladies and gentlemen, I want to just for all that's watching and everything, I want to take this moment while Burl's getting set up, and I want to thank you for joining us as as we showcase this promotion. But let us not forget the true meaning of Memorial Day. This day, generally observed on the last Monday of May, it's a solemn day for honoring and mourning the brave U.S. military personnel, men and women who have made the ultimate sacrifice in the service of our country. And in honor of those fallen individuals, I ask that you stick around towards the end of the video with us, and as we pay our respect to the fallen. But we very much are aware of the meaning behind Memorial Day and what we know as a company that we are free to trade to the public, and the freedoms that we endure every day are built off of the sacrifice, the ultimate sacrifice that that the men and women of service that died for our for those freedoms. So I want to thank you all for coming and joining us. And I think we'll be right back with Burl, and then stick around at the end. I've got some final words to say, and then we also have a little bit of trivia to do a giveaway, as Burl said. So let's see if Burl is ready to go again. It looks like he is. So let me bring him back on, and let me, Burl, was I
Yep.
correct? Are we ready? Okay. So,
Yep. Yeah,
all
we're
right, I'm
good.
gonna.
Um, hopefully you can hear me. We're obviously in the shop area, and there's a little more background noise. But and if you need to mute me, I can hear you fine. I'm gonna flip the camera because this is on my phone, so that we can show some of the features and help me if.
Oh, Burl, you just lost audio for just that brief second. It was there, and then it disappeared.
Can you hear me?
I can now. Thank you. Wonderful. So we're back and everything, everybody. So yeah, there it is. All right, bro. I'm going to bring you up on full screen so you can kind of talk about it a little bit, what you got going on there.
Yep. Now it's a little bit funny because it's backwards, but my camera. But what you can do, and Lenny, you'll talk about some of the buttons, but I'll talk about the different axes. So what you do is you select X, Y, and Z, and then you can move it. So there's this digital, and I know it's backwards on the camera, but that is not reality. Um, it is the right direction. But when you move the button, you see how on the pendant itself and your software, I know there's a glare. There we go. They move simultaneous. And I'm going to go over to the machine. So you can actually, while you're at the machine, once again, try to get rid of the glare for you, you can move it and you tell exactly what your dimension is while you're moving it. And if you move your different, you just turn this pinwheel dial.
It's so
It'll
phenomenal.
move it slow or fast. And you can select how fast, how slow, different speeds. This moves it very slow, and you can just select what axis. This is up and down. Now, we're not going to run some of the automation part of it, but I will, Laney, if you want to point out some of the features of what those buttons do.
Sure. And yeah, as we look at the top left, the silver button, of course, is our power button. And then we have our emergency stop, our start, and our pause buttons in the top row. On the bottom row, if your CNC was equipped with a mist or a flood type of moisture release system, we could program that button to do that. But then the three buttons next to that on the middle row are clearing out our work offset, but also setting our work offset for X, Y, and Z. Basically, when we move that bit over to our material, we can zero out X, Y, and Z with the click of those two buttons. And then the lower row, the up arrow is a shift button because we can actually program those buttons to do double duty in things. And then we have the ability to turn the spindle on manually. And then we also have the ability to zero out the Z axis. And we also have the ability to measure tools if we have a fixed sensor mounted to the table. So that's the buttons and everything. And then, of course, the two dials set what axis we're actually moving, X, Y, Z. And then we have our 5 controls as far as, rapids and steps and things like that. So the digital display mimics 100% what you see on the computer screen within the software. And so you can keep track of your work position and everything right there on that digital display in real time. It's just like Tally Boatwright says, the MPG pendant is a must, especially when you program the buttons, for sure. Yeah, and these buttons come pre-programmed. And then, of course, like I said, we could assign them double duty, and all of that's integrated right into the Planet CNC controller software, motion controller software, to where we can assign on that up arrow, that shift button, if you will. We can assign other features to those buttons, and like I said, give it that double duty feature. But it's a wonderful accessory, and Burl, this accessory, it's a $300 value. And we are, if I refer back to our promotion again, just bear with me just a second, Burl. If I refer back to our promotion, we are offering that wireless pendant with the 3648 and the 5100 units along with a quick set block. And for the 5100s, that'll come with a rotary axis as well and everything. So, it's a wonderful little accessory for sure. I really, it's a game changer when you're up at your machine and you're kind of working on things and stuff, and also, and
sorry about that. I'm moving in a little quieter area here.
That's all right. Let me get you off of, we'll bring myself up back and everything. I had you on full screen, so we were watching that POV as you walked through the door, that point of view, and everything. So as you navigated your way through. Now, speaking of, Burl, one of the accessories and everything that we're offering with the 5100 is the rotary axis, and what I'd like to do is I'd like to show that on the screen. Let me pop that up here and everything. And the rotary axis for our commercial line units, for the, let's go 2636, 3648, 4848, and 5100, and as well as our 5x10. This rotary axis, the now Burl's changed a little bit. Now it used to be belt driven, but now it's a 50-to-1 ratio gearbox, which is
inline, a little
super
more heavy
precise.
duty, a little
Yeah.
more precision. Yes.
Yep,
Yeah.
for
We
sure.
need to update our picture.
I do need to update the photo, and that's on me. I need to update the photo, but yeah, but no, that and even our mini Carvers bed mounted fourth axis, it's a 4-to-1 gearbox ratio. It's a nice little torquey little thing. You know what I mean? But this one is phenomenal, and the great thing about it is the way the mounting plates are and stuff. We could run it. We typically run it along the the y-axis on the T-tracks and everything, but it could be positioned along the x-axis and things of the machines, just depending on what the user wants. I like over to the side of the y-axis for those, but now this is $1,000 accessory, and it's included free along with that pendant, handwheel pendant on the 5100. On the 5100, so that's pretty cool, and everything. And so I wanted to talk about that a little bit and showcase that for a moment and everything as we were talking about the accessories and stuff. I for the most part, we should we don't. It's my fault. We don't promote our accessories enough. We have some pretty cool accessories, and we focus on the machines, getting a person on their carving journey, but sometimes our accessories they're overshadowed. They're really cool, and they do a great job for the user experience and stuff. So I'm glad we're able to showcase that.
Yeah, one of the things that we jumped over, and I got started and went down a line. We need to update our website, but we want to talk about shows. We don't have a lot since the woodworking shows are no longer existent. We try to anytime we can. We've done a few. Watch our website, and we do have some shows this fall that's coming up. And once again, those will be in August, September, and actually, we got a little open house in Wisconsin in June, mid to the end of June. So if you're up in the upstate New York, Boonville, that's always a good show up there. That's August 15th through the 17th this year. Escanaba, which is Green Bay area, up in Wisconsin, up in that area, September 4th. And then we're going to be down in Kentucky, a little bit south of us here, and then Wisconsin. So wanted to point those out. We'll get the website. If you can watch it next week, we'll get all those put out there on the website. And so we do enjoy going out and meeting customers, but also getting the chance to show some of our product off. I know I always like to see products hands-on. That way I can take a look at it, feel it, see what it can do, talk to the people that interact with it, and so we try to when we can. It's really tough to get out. The show circuit is the one we used to do. I know a lot of you, if you're a customer, seen us at those, or some of you still in the process looking at buying, went to some of those shows. I know at the open house we had people that seen us at the indie show many years ago when we started and did those. So hopefully something like that might come back. If not, we'll do live streams like we're doing now. We do open houses. There is things that we do to interact or get the people the opportunity to see our product, put their hands on it, talk to us about it. So I wanted to mention that. I was supposed to do that a little bit earlier on that. So didn't mean to I skipped over it there.
That's great. That's did I literally skip us right past that? Because that's the first I was asking about the shows and stuff, and
I think
I must have.
one of us.
I think we jumped right in.
That's
sorry
what happens when you get old. You like me getting older. Man, I can't believe we've been doing this a while. So
sure.
Well, 2010. So basically 15 years, and thinking about those and the shows and how we've done our marketing and advertised. It always changes on that. So,
Yeah.
Laney, I don't know if we want to get
Bro,
into.
What I want to do is I want to talk about our giveaway. I want
Yep.
to ask the question, and I want to give people a chance to answer, and then we'll talk about our closing thoughts and everything. Does that work for you?
It does. That's what I was
All right,
going to
wonderful.
talk about.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So here we go. So we have a gift certificate, a gift card, if you will, not a gift certificate, a gift card. And we would like to give it to, we have two of them. We'd like to
No,
give
just
away.
one.
We have
they get
one.
a choice.
They get a choice. Okay, we have just one. We're going to give away. You have a choice. Bro, first of all, what are the choices and what are the cards?
This one has, if you're familiar with the steakhouse Outback or Bonefish, Carrabba's, there's another one I'm not familiar with, but that's choice one if you win. Or here's another one that you get a choice between them. But this is Olive Garden if you like Italian, of course Longhorn, and I believe these are and Cheddar's. Those are the two ones that I'm familiar with. I know here in Indiana, but I believe they are nationwide. So you get a choice on that. So we will need, whenever we ask the question who you are, we'll need an address where we can mail these to you. And then if you want the Outback or Olive Garden, we'll just make those the two options when it comes to that.
Yeah, and I'm going to put our email address on the screen, ladies and gentlemen, and kind of make a mental note of that. And at the same time, I am going to remind you each and everything at the end of this event. If you'd like to know more details about everything we talked about and stuff, you can absolutely call. If you're interested in taking advantage of any of the promotions and stuff that we're offering, that information is rolling across the screen now. But our email address, this is going to be for the individual that wins, that we choose to email us with your information, so we know how to mail your gift card to you. So, Burl, I think we're going to ask a trivia question, and it's not really trivia. It's trivia to us because we don't know the answer, right? But
Right.
I believe the question is if you have served in the military, we'd like to know what branch you served in and how many years. What we're looking for is the individual that. Do I tell them what we're looking for, Burl? Is that give away the? Yeah. Okay. So it's not a surprise, but what we're looking for is the individual that served the most years in service. And then Burl,
we'll give a chance to people. Can you tell them how to respond to the live? Mine's on a phone, so I can't see the chats.
In the chat, we've had a few people on Facebook, YouTube channel on Spindle TV, and YouTube channel on Digital Woodcarver. You're watching from one of those three areas right now, so you literally just comment on the in the comment section and everything, and we will we look forward to those answers. So if you served, the branch of service that you served in, and how many years. We're looking for the longest years. So Michael Pearson, Army, 24 years. Thank you for your service.
Oh my goodness.
Cool.
So we're getting some responses. So good.
Yeah, get some. Those are in, and then what we're going to do is, we will end up choosing the one that has spent the most time providing a service to our country, and then you get to go out to eat and
it's just a little bit of a token of appreciation for you.
Yes, it is, and it is. It's a way of we want to be able to give. We give a lot to the community with our Sleep in Heavenly Peace charity that's upstairs and everything, and we want to give back to the men and women that have given to us. We do not take for granted the freedoms that we have in this country as individuals, as business, as anything. So, it's just our small way of saying thank you. Thank you all. So, and Burl, so we see there's some answers coming in
Very cool.
and everything. And I think, Burl, we're getting at the point where, we're about 55 minutes in. So now we're going to start wrapping up.
Yep.
And everything. Keep answering the chat, but at the same time, I'm saying, hey, type in the chat. But at the same time, I'm about to ask you for a solemn moment. What I would like to do, Burl, is in honor of the fallen soldiers, I ask that everyone that's watching us join me and join Burl and join us in a moment of prayer, if you could. Heavenly Father, this past Monday, we as a nation joined together on the solemn day, a sacred day, where we gather to remember and honor the brave souls who have laid down their lives in the defense of our freedom. We thank you for their courage, their sacrifice, and their unwavering commitment to protect our nation. As we reflect on their lives, we ask that you grant peace to their families and loved ones. May they find comfort in the memories of their cherished ones and the knowledge that their sacrifices were not in vain. We pray for the souls of our fallen soldiers. May they rest in eternal peace, embraced by your loving grace. Let their legacy inspire us to strive for a world where peace prevails and freedom is cherished. Help us to honor their memory, not just this past Monday or today, but every day by living lives of service, compassion, and gratitude. May we never forget the price of our freedom and the heroes who paid it. In honor of those individuals, in your holy name, we pray. Amen. Now,
thank you, Laney. While I say a few words here, if you want to look at the chat and get their information, if you know who that person is, one of the things I will reflect on I had today is time. One of the things is, and I've got some young people and kids, is how busy we are. And Laney approached me about doing something here for this stream in Memorial Day. We just get so busy, and our goal at Digital Wood Carver is for you to take a few minutes, and that's sad that we just say minutes. We do. I didn't have my parents, neither one or direct brother or sister did not serve, but I do have some family members, and in particular, I had an uncle that was actually was in one of the concentration camps, and it wasn't something I got to know him as far as he wouldn't talk about it, but we don't want to take those things lightly. I've traveled all around the world, and I know a lot of you have, and I'm still proud to live in America here where we do have freedoms, and we certainly do not take that lightly. But I ask today, as busy as we are, take a few minutes. If you know of somebody, maybe a widow or somebody that served or whatever, take a few minutes to recognize them and thank them for their service while they did.
Yes, absolutely. And Burl, we're kind of going back and forth. I just want to kind of, can I add to that just a little bit?
Yeah,
and everything. So for me, with the words that Burl just said, as well as the prayer that we just shared together, let it encapsulate the essence of Memorial Day. Let it emphasize the importance of the remembrance and gratitude. Allow it to serve as a reminder, and that, and you'll have to forgive me, give me a second here, as a reminder to each day, pay tribute to the ones who sacrificed. And I'm so sorry, I got tongue tied. I'm just, the men and women who paid the ultimate sacrifice. Let us honor their legacy through our own actions, right? And our values. As we observe their sacrifice each day, let us carry forward the spirit of unity. And the respect of those who have given that ultimate sacrifice, right? In the service of our country, and I hope that you understand that it's important to us. Like Burl said in the beginning, we don't want, by us talking about our products or a promotion of the things that we're giving, we understand the importance of Memorial Day and what it does, and we understand the freedoms that we have been given, from these sacrifices. So that's it, bro. I just want to.
Yeah. And did we get some? I don't know. Do we want to recognize
with
people?
Our responses? I would just like to say to Michael Pearson, thank you for your service. Rick Blizzard, thank you for your service. Brooks Martin, thank you for your service. J.S. Scotcha, so Jay Scotcha, thank you for your service with the Army. And
and while you're looking at those,
and everyone else, of course, of the people that have commented, bro. I'm hoping, I think all the comments come from Facebook or YouTube and all. I'm hoping we don't miss anyone, but right here, as far as the comments that are present in front of us, Michael Pearson with 24 years of service in the military,
if get their information in, and if for some reason we did and somebody didn't reach out to Laney on sales digital woodcarver, if you serve more from obviously the live video, if this is played after the fact, reach out to Laney and we'll try to take care of you on that. Appreciate it. I know we've got tons of customers doing patriotic things, and a lot of them are military people. So thank you from us and Digital Woodcarver. Hopefully you had a chance on Memorial Day. We're doing this after the fact. You had a chance to do something special or take a little bit of time. And if you didn't, unfortunately, we get so busy, stop and take that time.
Yes. And Michael Pearson asked a question: how much does the wireless MPG cost? It is currently $300 is what the cost of that unit is, Michael. But Michael, again, thank you for your service, Mike Pearson. And if you will reach out to me at the email sales@digitalwoodcarver.com, we'll get your information and stuff and everything. And like I said, I will monitor. I'll go back after this, bro, and I'll look at the Facebook comments. I'll look at all the comments on the other channels and stuff and make sure that no one's overlooked. But bro, really, that kind of, I can't think of a better way to close out other than saying thank you to everyone. And
thank you.
And thank you to you, Burl, for what you do as well for Digital Woodcarver owners and everyone, the public. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, we are going to say good evening to you all, and be sure to reach out to us if you have any more questions or if you want to know anything further detail. The phone number's been scrolling across the bottom of the page this whole time. Also, the email address, you can email if you don't prefer to call, and I'll be happy to answer you as quickly as I can. Burl, thanks for joining me tonight, and everything, and everyone else, thank you all for joining us. And once again, thank you to the families of the fallen.